Hey YouTubers, it's Arthur from TheVaultProScooters, and today I'm going to be talking about threaded compression. Threaded compression is one of the 5 compression systems out on the market. It's the most simplistic compression system out. Usually lower end stock completes come with threaded compression, but in this video I'm going to show you how pretty much the threaded compression works. So it's very simplistic. We have a sample scooter right here. We're going to go ahead and pop the bars off, set them aside. And this right here, we see how pretty much the threaded compression works. Threaded compression has to be running on a standard deck so that headset cups can be pressed in. And then the way it works, it's really simplistic. Literally, the bottom nut has a built-in race to it, so it screws on, and as you tighten that nut, it compresses everything together, and then this top nut then screws on again. And the way it works is you tighten the bottom one, then tighten the top one over it, and then to lock it in place, once you've found the right happy medium where you feel that the headset's nice and stiff but still smooth in terms of when you spin it around, then what you want to do is you want to get 2 wrenches and then pretty much spin them the opposite way so that the top one tightens and the bottom one loosens. By that, it pretty much, they tighten against each other and they hold by friction and that type of force. I mean, honestly, it sounds really complicated, but it's really simple. But honestly, it's a compression system that you want to start off with, but then eventually save up to upgrade. It's not the best in the world. It does get loose really frequently. So, I mean, you will experience a little bit more of a problem with threaded compression than you will with any other compression system on the market. That is pretty much threaded compression with a threaded headset. In some cases, when people upgrade, being that they want to get a new deck or a new headset, for instance, they don't want to run the unsealed threaded headset because it's just not feeling good, then they'll go with a sealed headset. It's not recommended, being that you could kind of potentially put grooves in the headset top race. I mean, it's not that bad. I've never really seen like crazy grooves in the race. It'll still work the same way. But then the other problem that you actually really do run into, that it's kind of a big problem, is the actual dust cover on a sealed or an aftermarket headset has a rubber ring in the inside of it. Reason being why it slides onto the fork and pretty much keeps a really nice firm grip onto the fork itself. So when you slide this on a threaded fork, the grooves can sometimes damage that inner rubber race and cause it pretty much not to be the same anymore. So when you're pretty much converting to getting a threadless fork, you might have some problems in terms of the top dust cover just literally sliding on and having a little bit of wiggle room. But in some cases, you could just get a new one and then you'll be fine. So the way it works as far as a threaded fork on a sealed or aftermarket headset is pretty much, I have a fork right here, a sample fork with my sample deck that we're going to go and show how it works. It pretty much, you install your bearings or your headset if you're running a standard deck and you get a new one. You press in the cups. The bearings all go in the same way. We're going to pop the bearings in. Then one big thing you also want to do is when you're converting from a pretty much unsealed to a sealed headset, you want to make sure you pop off the bottom race and install the race that comes with the headset. So in this case, we don't have a race on this. It's already been removed. So we're going to pop on the headset that comes with the actual headset, or pop on the race that comes with the headset, sorry. Like so. Slide that through. And then we slide on the top race. It's going to pop in between the fork and the bearing. And this is where it gets a little tricky. You want to make sure to carefully slide that top dust cover on there so that you don't damage anything. making sure to kind of evenly work your way to the bottom without kind of popping off that race. So we got that securely on there. Then the difference between the threaded headset and this threadless headset is that you won't need that bottom nut, you'll only need the top nut, which is really beneficial because it's going to be easier in terms of tightening up your front end. All you do is pretty much screw that top nut onto the actual top end of the dust cover, and then grab a wrench and tighten it all the way down till it's really nice and tight, and then feel for the headset, making sure that the headset's not too tight, and then you just slide your bars on, clamp your bars on, and you're ready to go. Again, it's not recommended by most, but it is an option if you can't afford to convert the whole front end at the same time. You can always go with this. I hope this describes threaded